Stefano Fusaro, Ian Joy back with you here on Scoreline. We already mentioned that Bosnia is advancing to the World Cup on penalty kicks as they eliminate Italy from a possibility of arriving at the World Cup. The other three European qualifying spots, Sweden with a 3-2 win over Poland, Türkiye 1-0 over Kosovo, and Czechia upset Denmark on a penalty shootout as they are going to the World Cup.
Vincenzo Montella made it.
Yes.
There is at least one Italian who will be at the World Cup. He'll be looking forward to that. Great victory.
Yeah, he'll be there for all the Italians that can't be there for their national team. Let's talk about Czechia and Denmark. This was a fantastic match. It was 1-1 after 90 minutes. Denmark got a late goal in that one to force extra time. Czechia get an early goal in the second half of extra time. Denmark tied up with go to a penalty shootout. Czechia being the home side, obviously having the advantage of the fans. Clearly that affected Denmark as they missed 3 penalties in the shootout. And Czechia reached the World Cup for the first time since 2006.
Yeah, Rasmus Højlund, Andreas Dreyer missing a penalty kick, San Diego player, obviously in Major League Soccer, and then Matthias Jensen missing one as well. I mean, practice your penalty kicks would probably be my story for all you Danish fans out there. Big disappointment. Well done to the Czech Republic for getting the job done. Pavel Sulc scoring that opening goal early on. He's been on fire for Lyon, by the way, the attacking midfielder. Great finish from him to make it 1-0. But then Denmark actually didn't give up. They had a bit of hope in themselves. Anderson got a great goal back, obviously, 72nd minute in this game. Very brave header. Thought he was about to lose his head when the way the goalkeeper came out. And then Krejci as well, obviously, made it 2-1 before Denmark with Kasper Vartskog equalising. But the story will always be penalty kicks. If you don't take care of penalty kicks, if you don't practice penalty kicks, if you don't really sort your deal, you don't belong. And that's the way it is, because major competition, you're already in it right now. You're in a playoff game. Penalty kicks is where it's at.
This is a final. This was a final,
exactly.
Right? You have to win that just if it was a final in any other competition. And Denmark now, they weren't very convincing in World Cup qualifying. They had their opportunities there, and now Czechia advanced. All right,
Mexico, South Africa, and South Korea in their group as well, which will be fun to watch.
That'll be a fun one for sure. Yeah. We move on. Sweden and Poland, another fantastic match. It was 2-2 late on, and it really is the story of the day for this man right here. We're talking about players of this international break. Talking about Viktor Gyökeres. I mean, he gets the winning goal here to send Sweden to the World Cup. He had a hat trick in the semifinal as well. For as much criticism as he's received for with Arsenal, even though he's been in better form, what a performance from him in this international window, and he is going to the World Cup.
Yeah, fabulous. Obviously got a hat-trick against Ukraine, as you pointed out there in that last game. Hugely important. 16 goals for Arsenal in his first season in English football. Came through Brighton's academy. Many people forget that. Yeah. He's a Sporting Lisbon legend. Great performance from Antti Elanga, who opened to score in La Gabrielke, the one who made it 2-1 after Zalewski equalised. And then obviously Swiderski made this game interesting before the main man, Viktor Gyökeres, stepped up to change the game. But can I remind everybody out there what actually happened through qualifying?
Yes.
Can I remind you how messed up this whole qualification is? Take nothing away from Sweden, by the way. Well done. Congratulations. You made a World Cup. Through qualification, Sweden, 6 games played, no wins. 2 draws. 4 losses, 4 goals scored, 12 goals conceded, and they're going to a World Cup. Now, don't get me wrong. There is an opportunity through the Nations League to be able to qualify, so they knew they had that in the back pocket, and that's what Graham Potter was leaning on. By the way, he knew something we didn't know.
Clearly.
Right? He just signed a multi-year contract to be Sweden's national manager, speaks the language in his first interview fluently, and unbelievably, he's got some star players that can cause a problem. And in their group, they're in Japan, Netherlands, and Tunisia, right? Yeah. That's a big group. It's a big group. And obviously, Gyökeres is your joker there.
Yeah. Remember that Alexander Isak is not available to them as well.
Don't you think it's mad, though, Stefano, that they don't win a game for qualifying and then they still go through? Is that maybe the case for saying, OK, the Nations League, which replaced friendly games, is more important sometimes than even just qualifying?
It is, because if you get to still qualify despite having a horrible qualifying campaign, you maybe have to take a look at the way that we're qualifying these teams, because I'll tell you what, Italian hearts right now will not be happy about the way that Sweden are able to get in. But then again, you say, do better in your competitions, do better in the Nations League. Maybe Italy would have had this situation too. Sweden took their chance, and they got it done. Yeah. The other match we need to talk about, Kosovo and Türkiye. Türkiye, they advanced to the World Cup. Not the most convincing of performances in either of their 2 matches, really, for Türkiye. They have a lot of talent in this team. Didn't really play up to that talent, but they do just enough to go through as they defeat Kosovo 1-0.
Yeah, I actually thought this would happen. I thought it would be a little bit easier for Türkiye. Didn't quite turn out to be the case. They didn't dominate this game. They had more shots and more shots on target. But actually, Kosovo played very well in this game. They made it pretty level, and it was a big difference. Aktürkoğlu hadn't scored a goal for the national team since last year when he got a double, I believe, against Georgia. But I'm very happy for Montella, by the way. Turkish football needs this. How great a year has it been for Turkish football? Obviously, throughout the UEFA competitions, Turkish football's really stepped up. And now seeing the national team qualify, there's a lot of good young players playing in Türkiye. And now getting to see their national team compete at a World Cup in such a big stage is hugely important. But the group now is much more interesting for the United States of America, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Because I think Türkiye is not an easy opponent at all.
They're clearly the favorites to win this group now, right off the bat, the betting favorites.
It's going to be close. I mean, I don't know how you can rule out. I can't sit here and say the US are favourites in that group. I just can't.
Yeah, Turkey are definitely the betting favorites here.
I think Paraguay will be a decent team and very difficult to beat. Australia, very dangerous, solid defensively, can score goals. Obviously experienced with that last World Cup they competed in. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how the US handle this whole occasion. It's going to be a real interesting one for the United States of America. But well done to Türkiye.
Yeah.